On August 22, 1973, in the thick brush off Forest City Road in Alamonte Springs, a discovery was made that would haunt Seminole County for half a century. Two young women, reduced to skeletal remains, lay side by side. One was eventually identified as Laura Lynn Harberts. The other, she was only known as Ginger. For 50 years, Ginger was a girl without a past. She was a sketch on a missing poster that no one claimed. But today, the silence has been broken. Thanks to a persistent niece and the power of genetic genealogy, Ginger has her name back. She was Tina Marie Reynolds, also known as Mary Ann Hartman. But as we restore her name, we uncover a story of a girl who was given up twice. First by her biological mother, and then in a much more mysterious way, by the family that swore to protect her. To understand Tina, you have to understand the two lives she lived. She was born Tina Marie Pariso in May 1956. Her early years were marked by upheaval. By the late 1950s, Tina and her sister were separated and placed for adoption. Her biological mother, Barbara, reportedly did this to flee the state and go to Mississippi, leaving the girls behind to build lives with strangers. You can pause to read her obituary. So Tina was adopted by Dr. Wendell Hartman, a decorated World War II Marine, and his wife, Margaret Jean Hartman. They brought her to Cairo, Michigan, and gave her a new identity, Mary Ann Hartman. In Michigan, Mary Ann was known as outgoing and outspoken. She wasn't a girl who blended into the background. She was a teenager with a voice and a dream. This is her first grade photo and the last known photo of her. We know she was attending school until 5th grade, but after that, there's no records of her. Allegedly, based on what the adoptive family says, somewhere after age 13, she told people she wanted to move to California to be a dancer or an actress. But somewhere between the Michigan winter and the California sun, Mary Ann ended up in Florida. This is where the story gets stark. For years, rumors swirled that the Hartmans had given her up in the 5th grade, but new evidence suggests that she stayed with them a little bit longer, at least until she was 13 or 14. When she left for California, which I say in air quotes, her adopted family did not report her missing. Why? This is a photo of Tina, Mary Ann. Her biological mother is there in the back, and these are siblings and family members. So a living relative recently shared that the family was told she simply ran away, but there was no search, no police report. Shortly after Mary Ann vanished, the Hartmans packed up their lives and moved from Michigan to North Carolina. When Dr. Hartman and his wife passed away years later, Mary Ann wasn't even mentioned in their obituaries. To the world, it was as if she never existed. When the Jane Doe known as Ginger was found in the Alamonte Springs woods, she was wearing a ring. It was featured in Alexandrite stone, which wasn't her birthstone. Tina was born in May, which would be emerald. So was the ring a gift, a piece of jewelry she picked up on the road? We also had to look at who she was found with, Laura Lynn Harberts. Investigators now believe the two girls weren't just random victims found in the same spot. They were likely victims of the same man, which is where this guy enters the picture. Joseph Robert Spaziano. He was a high-ranking member of an outlaw motorcycle gang and eventually charged with the murder of Laura Lynn Harberts. So when Tina, aka Mary Ann, aka Ginger's body was found, Laura Lynn's was found right beside her. You can see in news articles, Laura Lynn was found about 20 miles from where she lived and worked at an Orlando hospital, and she was identified by dental records right away. So given that Tina was found right beside her, the MO fits. It's highly probable that Tina's dreams of California ended at the hands of one of Florida's most violent predators. You can pause to read some of these article clips I just wanted to include. Today, Tina's great-niece has claimed her remains. After 50 years in a Florida grave, Ginger is finally going home to be with her true family. But there is a missing thing: her face. Because she was a runaway who was never reported missing, there are almost no photos of Tina. The only images we have of her are as a baby in that first grade photo. So on her niece's behalf, we are putting out a call to anyone who lived in Tuscola County, Michigan in the early 1970s. We are looking for possibly the Cairo High School class of 73, 74, 75. Look through your yearbooks for a Mary Ann Hartman. Look for the outgoing girl who wanted to be a dancer. It was for sure in that county, but it might not have been that school. Tina's family deserves to know what she looked like in the final years of her life. They deserve to see the woman she was becoming before her life was stolen in the Florida woods. Tina Marie was more than a Jane Doe. She was a sister, a daughter, and a dreamer. Her story is a reminder that nobody is truly lost as long as someone is still looking. So if you have any information, school pictures, or memories of Marianne Hartman from Michigan, please reach out to us or the Seminole County Sheriff's Office. Let's give Tina the final piece of her identity again. Let's make sure she is never forgotten again. That's all I have today. Thank you for watching Unsolved Florida.